What's going on, everybody? My name is Quinn, and I'm your coach of the Coal Valley Cobalians. Now, it has been a while, 2.5 months, something like that, since I last uploaded. I was gonna upload week 6. I was gonna upload the rest of the season of Milky Way, and then week 6, my opponent showed up an hour late, so I was just tired and didn't bother to record it. Week 7, I was in a math test when I battled, so I just didn't upload, and then I just stopped. But I'm in a new league called GPL. Well, it's not new, but I'm new to it. It's season 11. It's been a while. Been around for quite a while. But yeah, I know that I do better on recording because I take more time and think through my plays and stuff better. So I'm morely doing this for me. But if y'all want to come along with me, then I'd be happy to have you. Yeah, so going into this, I had the 6th pick, and I didn't think what I got would fall to me, because I know that a lot of people widely consider it the best, or one of the best megas at the very least. Oh yeah, GPL has custom megas. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so custom megas. So the one that I had already started, like, a somewhat idea of what I was going to do. I was going to get Mega Arbok, because I didn't think that what I got would fall to me, but it did. So we trashed the Arbok idea, which is good because Zapdos, which I was going to pair with it, got picked up on the wheel anyway, so I wouldn't have gotten it, and I would have had to come up with something else, which is fine. But yeah, so we got Mega Rapidash, and the one thing that really does suck about this is that it doesn't have Swords Dance. Well, it's not allowed to use Swords Dance, which sucks, but we'll get over it. It's really good. It's 120 attack with 125 speed and pixelate. This thing has like and cut moves are allowed. So return, there's double edge, stomp, I don't know. It naturally gets play rough. So if there's like a neutralizing gas, wheezing, I guess, which I would never stay in on anyways, or if it is, I would just click high horsepower if it is. But I mean, just for like an example. Yeah, so it has pixelate, and it's Fire Fairy hits so hard. It hits a lot of things very, very hard, and can be pretty hard to switch into. So I thought, let's get it. This is one I had my eye on, but I honestly didn't think it would fall. I thought it would go one of the first picks, but it didn't. Mega Primeape went before it, which I understand because it is really good too. So yeah, but like I said, it's got really good natural bulk as well as a special option, which is not as near as good, but still good. And it's got really good coverage with like high horsepower, poison jab, mega horn. I think it gets. Does it? No, I don't think. No, I don't think it might get double kick. I don't think it gets any good from it. Yeah, we have this open, so I don't think it gets like any good fighting coverage. Am I missing anything else? Like good? Oh, Iron Tail, I guess. Wild Charge. Yeah, Wild Charge. Forgot about that. Bounce. It does get double kick, but I'd genuinely be happy if it ever comes. Solar Blade's pretty cool though. Solar Blade's pretty cool for waters. But yeah, so that was my mega pick. It's 180 points. Oh yeah, we have 1160 points. So that brought us down to 980. And this thing struggles with mainly like bulky waters that have recovery. So I decided to get Rillaboom. It also helps with the grounds that Rapidash would struggle with. So I thought that it was really good because it does that, and it also stumbling over my words. It also covers Earthquake, so Rapidash doesn't have to deal with that as much either. Yeah, 100 HP, 125 attack, 90 defense, 60 special attack, 70 special defense, and 85 speed. Speed tiers on this team are not great. I'll be the first to admit that they're not great. But I have Alright, priority options. Actually, I think this might be my only priority option. I think it is. Oh well. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not. I do have one other I can think of. But yeah, so Rillaboom has like Swords Dance. I love using Subleechy with grassy terrain. Like either on Rillaboom or on Bulu. I think they're both really good. I think Bulu's better for it, but Rillaboom can do it as well. I haven't used Rillaboom with Grassy Glide in draft yet. I used it in a speed tour, and then I used Rillaboom before Grassy Glide was released on a team, and it was really good and a lot of fun. So I'm excited to use it. My next pick, I was also focusing on the waters for Rapidash, but also on flying for Rillaboom, because that's like one of the flying types are usually the counter to Rillaboom, because it has like high horsepower, superpower, drain punch for steals, and then like acrobatics for other grass and bugs and stuff like that, with like a grassy seed. So usually flying types are what switch into Rillaboom. So I grabbed Thundurus Therian, which, oh yeah, they were both 160 points, both 160. So that puts us at 760, I believe. Yeah, should be 760. So it hits very hard offensively. It's a good scarfer, and it's 101 speed, which is awkward if you have a lot of 100 speedsters, which I don't. I have. This is my only like around 100, so it's fine as is. It's very good, specially offensive. It's not as near as good utility as Thundurus Eye, but I've used Thundurus Eye before, and I've never used Thundurus T, so I wanted to try it. I also think offensively it's better with this score because it can deal with the weaknesses of Rillaboom and Rapidash a lot better. Yeah, it has Nasty Plot, which is really good, and it also has access to Hidden Power because cut moves are allowed, which is great. It does have defog, but I would be shocked if I brought it. I guess maybe if I have like a fourth move slot that I don't need, like just slap defog on it. Why not? Probably won't. Probably won't happen though. I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's a pretty good momentum core with Rillaboom, which is good for getting Rapidash, Rillaboom, and Thundurus all in, as well as some of my bulkier mons I get later, because this is a very offensive core. But like, they all have decent natural bulk, like Rillaboom's 100 HP with like 90 and 70, and then Rapidash is only 65 HP with 105 defenses, so it's decent. And then this thing's also decently bulky, or decently naturally bulky. Not anything crazy, but it's decent. So next pick, I wanted a fairy check for Rapidash, or no, not fairy, a poison check to help Rapidash out, because that's another thing which, I mean, it wouldn't stop it, but it can switch in and be a bit annoying. So I wanted something that would get rid of them. This also gets rid of steals as well for Rillaboom, I guess. It's good overall. It's Nidoqueen. I've never used Nidoqueen. I've used Nidoking a couple times, and it's been pretty good. I don't think it's been amazing, but they're good Pokemon. They have facing them are scary as hell. But using Nidoking, I didn't have a ton of success with it, but facing it's a nightmare. It's really naturally bulky, and then the grassy terrain helps it because it's weak to ground. And I feel like I struggle with making grassy terrain teams that are not overly weak to ground. I tend to have a lot of ground weaknesses with them because I'm like, oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter. But it's not always up, so I wanted to have not a huge ground weakness without it. which, I mean, this doesn't help, but later, it's not that bad. So Sheer Force Life Orb hits like a truck. It's a pretty good wall breaker too, special on the special side. So I have 2 physically offensive and then 2 specially offensive, which is good. Well, I mean, I guess this is more physically offensive, but Sheer Force Life Orb is specially offensive because of the coverage. Rocks and T-Spikes are nice because I don't have any hazards so far, and breaking down teams with like T-Spikes and Rocks and stuff are good for all 3 of the other ones. All 3 of the other mons, they appreciate it. So it's also it's a really bulky mon, 90, 87, 85. I guess on paper it's not as bulky as the other ones, but it doesn't need to run like a bunch of speed. Usually, if it's an offensive set, then yeah, but you can run a pretty bulky spread and still hit pretty hard and outspeed the fat walls, usually. So, I liked it. It's a 2-3 round 4, but I pretty unconventional with the order of which I draft. Next I got Bronzong. Again, it's the not ground weakness because it has Levitate. Well, I mean, it is technically a ground weakness, but in Levitate to try and help that. So it's also very bulky. I was told by a friend that my team was a bit passive, and yeah, it is. But I feel like with the first 3, I'm gonna bring all 3 of them most weeks, and then I can just fill in with bulkier passive mons, or more passive mons, so it's not as big of a problem. Which, alright. Rocks are nice. It's got like Trick Room, which, I mean, from the start, I don't need Trick Room, but it's really bulky. Pretty good utility too. It can run bulkier sets. It's got like Future Sight, which is cool. Pretty good coverage, I'm pretty sure. Body Press is nice. It's nothing crazy, but I think it's a really good steel type. I think Bronzong's probably my most used steel type other than a scissor variant. Like either Mega Scissor or Regular Scissor, I've used them a good amount. They're like 2 of my favorite. They're like my favorite steel type. But Bronzong's a lot of fun too, and it's put in work for me, so I'm hoping it will do the same. Next, I believe I grabbed my tier 5. Just because I feel like it's one of the best tier 5s available, and with the plan I had at the time. So, I mean, I guess I didn't really change my plan, but I did change it, but like, it wasn't because it was sniped. I just realized that I'd have to jump through. I wanted to be funny and run like Cloister as my physically defensive wall, and then like Audino with special defense and Wish to be funny. But there were just too many weaknesses that came with it. So I'm like, I can't do that. So I switched it. And it was just gonna be for fun. I don't really care. I mean, I want to do well, but I also just want to have fun. That's the main point of playing mons. And I'm not great at having fun sometimes, so I wanted to have fun. But it's still a good team, and I'm excited to use it. Well, a good team in my opinion, at least. I'm excited for it. Yeah, Audino is just fat. A Regenerator, Heal Bell. It's a really good cleric. It's, I mean, normal type, so it's only weak to fighting. It's pretty bulky. It's, I mean, 103 and 86 isn't maybe not anything crazy on paper, but it's better than something like Licky on this team in my opinion, because it can just give the wish to something else and then still have the 33% from Regenerator. Licky is definitely better overall as it has more offensive options, but I feel like on this team I liked Audino more. And round 6 is probably a stretch, but I just wanted to make sure I got it because I know some people also like to reach down and then just worry about their upper tiers later. Well, some other upper tiers later. So I just wanted to make sure that I had it because I knew that that's what I wanted with this pick, or with my tier 5. Normally with a Grassy Drain team, I love getting like Drift Blim. I mean, I guess any terrain team. I love getting Drift Blim at tier 5. I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It's got a lot of cool stuff it can do. I know a lot of people like meh. But so this was not originally Hitmonlee. This was originally Umbreon. And then I made trades because my hazard removal was not exactly ideal with Mega Rapidash. And I realized that after the draft, this team was meant to be built around Rapidash, and it pretty much was, with the exception of the removal, so I made a couple of trades. Which might on paper I think make the team probably a little bit weaker. Just 'cause I'm not a huge fan of him. Only like it's a good Pokemon. It's all right, but I feel like Hawlucha's better. Which I had Hawlucha and then traded it. But I don't know if I entirely needed the offense. I feel like the removal would be better overall. And Hitmonlee's not the removal. I mean, like, it gets removal, but that's not what I'm getting for. It was just it fit the point value, and I need it, and it's unburdened, so it's cool. It's got decent options too. Grassy Seed helps its absolute joke of defensive stat. It's got 50 HP, 120 attack, 53 defense, 35 special attack, 110 defense, and 87 speed. So the speed is worse because at least like Hawlucha bridged 101 to 125 somewhat. It wasn't great, but the only things that could even take advantage of it were Salazzle, Zebstrika, and there was one other mon, I forgot what it was, but it wasn't. I don't think any of them were even drafted, so it wasn't like anything awful. But yeah. So it's got like Curse White Herb, as well as Grassy Seed Unburden. I think it gets Swords Dance. Does it? I think it gets Swords Dance. It does not get Swords Dance. Never mind. Okay, never mind. But yeah, it's all right. It's not entirely what I'd wanted as of a fighting type, but it's not a bad It's not an awful Pokemon, and I'm probably end up bringing it a couple times. I hope I will at least. I grabbed Avalugg next. Now this was originally pretty much my only good removal, because it was Avalugg, Thundurus, Therian, which does not want defog 99% of the time, and then Hawlucha, which usually wouldn't. I like Hawlucha. I like to look at Pokemon more as what they can do rather than what they will do every time. Like, because Hawlucha is a solid utility mon as well with defog, U-turn, Roost. It's a solid pivot, and everybody just loves running it as Unburdened, which I mean it's great at what it does at Unburdened, but I feel like it can do more than that, and that's why I wanted to try it. But it's definitely, the team I have now is definitely more realistic with the Mega Rapidash, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, Avalugg's an absolute tank with physically defensive side. Especially defensive is it's honestly a joke. But I have Audino, I have Bronzong, I have Dino Queen to deal with especially defensive. So Avalugg, it probably won't come a ton, but I feel like when it does come, it'll be really solid at what it does, hopefully. There's also what I was mentioning about like the Trick Room option. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Avalugg in Trick Room, but it's a funny thought. And who knows, it could come. Maybe if we could do something with like Avalugg and Trick Room, like Explosion, or does it get I feel like I'm just checking. It does not get Explosion. Does it get Self-Destruct? It does not get either. Where did I get the idea that it got either? I don't know. It's a solid one. I used it once. I don't think I ever brought it because the league died. I actually used it in the Nidoking one with Rillaboom, and the one with the Rillaboom. Well, I didn't mention Nidoking. I was talking about Nidoqueen and Nidoking, I guess, but I guess yeah, the one where Nidoking was a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, I used it in that one, and I don't think it came. It only played like 5 weeks, and then the league died. But I like it on the team at least. Next, I believe is Selgor. Yeah, okay. So this thing also has Unburden, which I honestly completely forgot about until after I drafted it. I forgot it had it. I mean, because I don't really see the point in running like Grassy Seed Unburden because this thing's already hella fast. So I mean, I guess like Throat Spray with Bug Buzz would be pretty cool. I know I've seen that a lot, or not a lot, but like I've seen that before, and it's actually pretty solid. So that could come, I guess. It's not super bulky, but it's a good like lead off utilities with like spikes, T-spikes. Doesn't get sticky webs, but sticky holds a pretty solid ability too, so you can't get your item like knocked off or anything, which I mean, it's not gonna take a knockoff very well regardless, but it's decent. Also like Final Gambit sets are pretty cool. just lead off and get rid of, or at least not maybe not get rid of something, but get rid of a lot of the potential for that thing to do a lot. If it's like an offensive mon, it could be pretty cool. It's also U-turn, so it's like with Thundy and Rillaboom, which that's my only momentum so far, which is kind of sucks, but I feel like everything's bulky enough to where I can switch in well enough to most things, especially with like Avalugg having recover, and my tier 2 having Roost, and then Audino wishing stuff. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, 145 speed is pretty nuts. It outspeeds everything except for like Megas, which weren't drafted. Or I guess I don't think Regieleki was drafted, and I don't think Deoxys speed was allowed. I don't remember. I could check, but I don't feel like it. Yeah. So it outspeeds most things. Doesn't really like. I don't know. I think it's just a decent utility mon to bring, to have on hand if I want to bring it. Next is another tier. 4 3Bs. I had 4 tier 3Bs. But I feel like there's a lot of good value in that tier. Maybe not like Hitmonlee, but like I feel like Bronzong and Jellicent are both pretty good in that tier. So like I said, originally I was gonna get Cloyster just for fun, but Jellicent just was way better overall. And Jellicent also is a recover. I forgot it has recover and has strength sap, and it's more especially bulky, so it works well with it works pretty well with Avalugg overall. Because it's like Avalugg's it's immune to fighting for Avalugg. It's a Avalugg resists freeze dry, and Jellicent also resists fire, so it works pretty well with it. It's pretty bulky. I always think that this thing's bulkier than it is, just because it feels like it's so hard to beat. But I mean, like, it's still 100 HP with 70 defense and on 105, which is pretty good. And like Trick Room, Scald is really good. Willow Hex, it has Toxic. Having Audino to keep this thing's health up to help keep this thing not status will be good. What else? What am I blanking? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I said strength sap. I feel like I'm forgetting something decent against. Muddy Water's cool. We're gonna come. Oh yeah, it's spoiled. Okay. I don't know. Oh yeah, it gets like taunt. Water Spout's cool. Like Trick Room. D-Gleam, Energy Ball, Dark Pulse. It's actually got pretty good coverage. And it's got like Calm Mind, so it's got options. I don't know if they'll ever come. It's probably just gonna be bulky every time, but it's definitely got some cool stuff that it can do. And then my last mon, which was originally Hawlucha, is Mandibuzz. Honestly, I don't know why this thing went undrafted. It's really fat. But yeah, so the trade I did was Hawlucha and Umbreon for Hitmonlee and Mandibuzz. Which I slept on it for the night, and then I realized, because Mandibuzz is gonna be another rock weakness. So I think I have 5 of now, but I have 2 really good resists in Bronzong and Nidoqueen, both of which one of them will probably come each week. I feel like the team sets me up to do that, where I can bring like just one or the other if I need to. Yeah, it's got removal, U-turn, Toxic, Roost. It's pretty annoying. It's definitely passive. It's got knockoffs to get rid of items, which is good. Foul Play, which is pretty good as well. Nasty Plot Hurricane, Nasty Plot Dark Pulse. Does it get hurt? It gets Hurricane, right? It doesn't get Hurricane? Oh, okay. Never mind. Forget that. Forget that. I could have sworn it had hurricane. Okay. Like, I don't know. It's pretty straightforward what's coming, but it's also pretty cool. Yeah. I guess unless like hurricanes down here. No, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't go based off the Pokemon. It goes based off of like in general. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with the team. Honestly, I feel like just my drafting style, the team could have probably been better if it was someone else, because I have a tendency to go for like 3 or 4 Pokemon that can probably come any week, and then I like to have options that can fill in. I feel like everything can do that here. Like I mean, like on paper you'd assume like probably Rapidash, Mover, Boom, Thundurus, Mandy probably gonna come most weeks, but like who knows? I can honestly see myself bringing any combination of the 6 to matches, which there are 9 weeks worth of games, and schedule's not out yet, so I don't know who I fight yet. So you'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited. I think that the week is supposed to start next week, because there's one division that's still not done drafting. It's 8 divisions of 10, so there's 80 people. And Sunny Shore is not done drafting. I'm in Orberg because it's based off of the Gen 4 like gym towns. So I'm Orberg, and Sunny Shore is the one that's not done drafting yet. They've got like 4 picks left. But yeah, I'm excited to be back to uploading my videos, recording them. Not like just I honestly feel like I'm better when I do it. I think through my moves and stuff way more, put a lot more thought into it. It's honestly it's just fun. I had a lot of fun when I did it with Milky Way. Just stuff that came up so I just decided to stop. Plus at the end of the season I was just not caring as much, so I just kind of started building teams in like 30 minutes and building, which I get 30 minutes is still wise. I know people that build in like 10 minutes. I'm like, how the hell do you guys build that fast? But it's, I don't know. I don't know if I said we finished. If I didn't, then we finished 6-4 plus 9, and then we were 5th seed and we lost in the first round, but our opponent ended up winning the entire league, so I didn't mind at all. I mean, I didn't really care, to be honest. It was a friend of mine at least, so I was fine fighting a friend of mine, because I didn't fight him regular season. Also, just I usually hate having to do rematches. I feel like I'm way worse than them, but it's just a part of the game. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Peace. Oh fuck, that's Discord. Peace.